just what we have discussed, so just we have started, how to execute your Java code, right? So we will create one test demo, right? The test demo, right? So we will save this file as a .java extension. We have saved this file as a .java extension. You can see here. So yesterday what we have discussed, why we use the class keyword, and this is your real world object, right? Real world object, how to we will convert into the programming world. So what is the use of a class keyword? The use of the class keyword is, whatever the real world object, whatever you are defining here, it will convert into the programming world. This is called your class block, right? So any physical object we will convert into the programming world. Class is a keyword, right? Class is a class level of the keyword, right, in Java. So now if you will not having a main method, then we are able to compile the code, right? But if main method is not there, if main method is not there, you can see if we will try to execute the code, you can see what will happen. We will get main method not found in class test demo, please define the main method. Okay, so what is the conclusion yesterday we have get, right? So we having the JVM software, right? So JVM will not interact directly. Okay, so JVM people had developed one method that is called main method, and main method is your inbuilt method. Basically this is the complete syntax of the method, how to define the method. So this is your accessibility modifier, this is the optional, public, private, protected and default. So these are the accessibility modifier. We will explore about of accessibility modifier in the coming session. So this is the optional, as per the project requirement we will use. This is your non accessibility modifier. Okay, this non accessibility modifier means, you know this is also optional, as per the project requirement we will use. And this is your return type. So return type is mandatory, you have to define the return type. And name, method name, you have to define the method name, this is the mandatory. And this is your parameter, right? And this is called your command line argument. So again this is the inbuilt method, developed by the JVM people. So this is a string is your a special class which is available in java.lang package. So a string is a big chapter we will learn in the coming session. And this bracket is called array, and this is your variable. So this is also optional. So in this is called parenthesis, right? This is called parenthesis. Here we are passing this some variable, and variable type is a string type of an array. So this part is called parameter. Okay, and this is also optional, as per the project requirement we will use. Okay, these are the optional. Okay, and this is your main. We are inside this main, inside this main method. Okay, so what happened here, snipping tool. Okay, so whatever we have learned yesterday, one second, just let me try with this tool, it will work or not. I think this is not working. Okay, so we'll copy this code on the paint, and we will explain this, how to execute normal Java code. Okay, system is very slow. Oof. Just a second, I think my system is slow and it is stucking. So here just I will copy this code in Paint. Okay, so yesterday we have learned, right, how to execute Java code, right? So what is the first steps? First steps, we have to save our file as a dot dot java file. Okay, then we will save it. Okay, and this is our class keyword, and this is called your class name. Why we use the class keyword? This real world object we will convert into the programming world. Then in JDK we having the compiler, JRE and JVM, right? So here these two things is I will tell you what is the JRE in the coming session, but here you have to compile the code. Okay, so what is the job of compiler? Compiler will check syntax of the code, it is applicable for Java or not. If you will write something wrong which is not applicable for an which is not belongs to Java concept, compiler will throw exception. Okay, that is called compile time error or exception. Compile time error or exception. Okay, so it will, if everything will work fine, then what will happen? Dot class file will be generated. Dot class file is nothing but this is your byte code, this is your machine code, and this code only JVM is able to understand. Okay, JVM will not. Okay, so what happened? This is our JVM software. We are the user. Here we are the user writing the code, and this is our JVM software, right? So this is our JVM, and when you will execute your code, then what will happen? When you will execute your code, then JVM will search where is your main method. Okay, so without main method we can compile our code, but we cannot execute our code. Okay, you must be define the main method. What is the job of the main method? It will interact with JVM and with users. Okay, then when you will execute, then JVM will search where is your main method, then control will come inside this, right, and this will execute. So main method is a inbuilt method which is developed by the JVM people. Then what happen? JVM automatically call this main method. You should not call. And if you will create your method, means user defined method, you must be call. Okay, we will discuss in the today we will discuss about of method and all. Got it, right? So here it will execute and we will get the output. So whatever yesterday we have discussed, if we will compile this code, able to compiled and able to execute, you can say now able to compiled and able to inside this main method. Okay, and we have also discussed what is the system dot out dot println. System is a class, out is your variable, and println is your method. Okay, so when you will install the Java, so Java having the huge library, and they have given to us how to use this. Okay, I will show you something, source code, Java source code. You can go here. So when you will install the Java, right, this all the inbuilt, classes interface, these are the package. Okay, if you will go in the java.lang package, you can see we having the system. You can see we have a system. If you will open this, you can see system is a class. Okay, system is a class, and this code has developed by the Java people. You can see system public final class. System is a class. Okay, and out is your variable. You can see out is your variable. So this is the, they have implemented this out is your variable, and you can see we having the println. Println is your method, right, and this is called overloaded method. What is the overloaded method? You can see method name is same, but we having the different type of the parameter here. When you will pass any value inside this print statement, then what happen? Any value we are able to print. Okay, here I'm printing the a string value. if you want to print integer value, if you want to print boolean value, okay, all the value we are able to print. Why? Because println is your overloaded method. You can see this is the implementation of system.out.println. If someone will ask what is the system.out.println, then you have to tell, system is a class which is available in java.lang package, and out is your variable and println is your overloaded method. Okay, what happen in Java, we having the one concept called method concept. Basically what will happen in the, what is the method? Okay, so what happens, some task is repeated. Okay, just I will give you one example here. So we having the 100 test cases, right? We have 100 test cases. These 100 test cases are there. Okay, now this 100 test cases, what is the common function for that? You have to log in, right? Login application, and you have to also log out that application, right? Just I have given that log out app. Got it, right? Can we write the same thing in 100 test cases? No, we cannot write same repeated thing 100 times, right? So what we will do, we will create a method. Okay, so just I will create one method called a static void login. Okay, so this is our login. So now here I have written some logic, but just I am printing the value out dot println. So just I am printing the value. Okay, login, login function or application login, right? So what happened, this whatever the, just I have only written the code, but if you will go in the Selenium, you have to write the multiple line of the code just for understanding purpose. So 100 test cases we cannot write the same steps, right? So what we can do, just understand, this is the public void tc1. Okay, this is the test case 1, and just I'm writing some okay, okay, so this is, okay, leave this is the test case 1. Okay, I cannot write here. Okay, again we having the test public void tc02, right? Again you have to do, you have to log in, right? You have to log in the application. Here you have to also log in the application. Here you have to also log in the application. Here also log in the application. So I am not using the method concept. Then what happened, I have to write here some logic to log in the application. Like this is the logic, system dot out dot println, right? You are writing the logic. Okay, log login app. Okay, log in app. Okay, so now what you have to do, again you have to write this here also, right? Again you have to write here. No, we cannot go for that. If you have some repeated task, then we will create one method. So what you have to do, in place of writing this logic, simply I will call this method login. That's it. Got it, right? So if you have some repeated task, then that's why we use the method. Okay, so you can see main is your inbuilt method. Okay, then created by the JVM people. We will create our own method. So in Java we having the member called a static or non-static member. Okay, in Java we having the a static or non-static member. So this is your a static member, a static member, and this is your non-static A static member. Okay, in a static member we have a static variable, we having the, sorry, it's a static a block, or we having the a static a static or we have a main method is also static, right? And non-static, we having the non-static variable. Okay, a non-static, we having the constructor. Constru Constr constructor. Then we having the non-static non-static block. Okay, and we have a non-static block, then we having the non-static method. Okay, these are the static and non-static member. You can see main method is static, so we having the one question, why main method is static? And you have to understand what do you meaning of a static member or a static. What happened, a static member, if you have a static, JVM is provided the memory for a static member, but this memory is common. So simply I will give you one example. This is the TCS company is there. TCS name name is a static. Okay, this is the common, but if you want to provide the data, employee data as a static, this is the might be 1 lakh employees there in TCS, right? And you are giving this data as a static, then what will happen? A static having the common memory, employee 1. Okay, this is the employee 1 and this is your employee 2, employee 3. This employee want to change the address, then what will happen? It will impact to the all the employee. Okay, here we will not use a static concept, but here TCS name is common for all employee. Here we will use a static, right? So a static means a static, this is the static member, and you can see we are not providing any external memory for a static. Okay, so JVM will provide. Okay, so now we will explore what is the static method, right? So I explain you why the method concept is required. If you have some repeated task, okay, that task we will write inside this method, and that method we will call, means we are using, we are whatever the operation is there, so that operation we will reused by using the method. Okay, so we having the static method and non-static method. So how to create a method? So this is the complete syntax of the method. Okay, accessibility modifier, so this is the optional, as per the project requirement we will use. This is also optional, as per the project requirement this is we will use. If you will not give the void type, you can see if you will compile this code, you can see what happen. Compiler will tell you invalid method declaration, return type required. Okay, so you have to give return type. Main is your method name, you have to give the name. Here we are passing the parameter, this is optional. Okay, this is mandatory if we will not give that. So now I'm going to create a static method, our own method. So static void login page. Okay, so now you can see this method is called, there are two types of the return type, one is your void type and one is non void type. So this method is called, this is your login page. Okay, so this method is called a static void type. Okay, non param, there is no parameter, right? You can see I did not use public here because I don't required, I don't want to access my method in all over the project. So if you are not defining public, private and protected, so this is called your default modifier. Okay, yes, this is the optional because I have to create a static method, then we have to define as a static. Return type, I told you, right? So what is the, if you are not returning any value, then we will use void type. Okay, I will give you one example with non void type, then you will understand. Okay, so this method is called a static void non parameter, and you can see here I'm not passing any parameter, this is your brackets and parenthesis. Okay, so how to access this method? If you can see, if we will call this method, then what will happen? Sorry, if you will call this method, you can see, if you will execute this code, you can see inside main method, but we are not able to print this login page. So main method will call automatically, by the JVM. Okay, but user defined method you have to call. So here how to call? If you have a static method, you can call directly. Okay, if you have a static method, you can call by using the class name. Okay, and you can call by the object also. So what is the object, I will teach you in the coming session. Okay, so now I'm going to create another type of the method. I am creating one method, a static int. This method is called a static non-void type. It- and non-parameter, you can see here, this is your, this method is called number of customer. Okay, so this is the number of customer, just I'm printing this value. If you will call this method, okay, now I'm calling this method by using, you can call directly, but I'm calling by using the class name. Okay, I'm calling by using the class name. Okay, so if you will compile this code, you can see we will get some error. Okay, compile time error, you can see missing return a statement. So when you are using non void type, non void type means any data type, might be integer, you can write here integer, float, okay, double, a string, char, okay, any type you can write in place of void. So when you are using non void type, you have to use return a statement with value. Okay, here you have to use return a statement with value. Which value? Whatever the data type you are passing. Okay, so here, now if you will call this method, able to call and able to execute, you can see now, because login we are calling two times, right? Understood, right? So now I will create another method, another a static method. So I'm using here a string and using number of product, number of product, a string prod1, a string prod2. Okay, here which type you are passing? Return type. So here you have to return, you know any a string value. Okay, like I'm writing a b c, that's it. Okay, so a string is a special type of class, and it is a one type of the data type also. How to define this a string? By using the double quotes. I will teach you in the string in the coming session in the depth. Okay, so now I'm going to call this value. Okay, you can see this method is called a string. This method is called, let me uh, one second. This method is called non void type parameter. We are passing the parameter, right? Here you can pass any parameter or n number of the parameter. I have passed a string type only. You can pass any type, double type, float type, right? So when you are passing this parameter, in technical word this is called parameter, or in simple word this is called input. Then you have to also pass here, like product 1 is your mobile. How many parameters we have? 2. Then you have to pass 2 argument, laptop. Okay, and this is your this thing. Understood, right? So when you are passing, when you are using non-void type, so which type you are using, you have to return the value. And here number of the product, so number of the product, here passing the parameter also. So product 1 and product 2, and I'm calling this method, right? Number of the product, right? So same you have to pass. Okay, and okay, now I will tell you how this code will work, then we will execute our code. Okay, so this is the one second guys, so just make this what happened. Let me delete this. Okay, just I will tell you how this code will work, right? So we have created a method, and now okay, so here we are calling the method, okay, by using the class name, or you can call directly. Okay, now so what happened here? Same thing, we having the dot java file, right? Dot java file is there. Then you have compile, it is working fine. Then you executed, sorry, compile, then dot class file will be generated. Then when we will execute, then JVM will search where is your main method. Main method is there, then control will enter, and method will execute from top to bottom. Okay, so when it will control will go here, then this value will print. When the control will go here, then it will search where is your login page, where is your login page. This block will execute, then it will print this value. Again control back to the main method, and again you have call login page. You can call method n number of time, no problem at all. Okay, you can see we having the login page. Again the control will go and it will execute. Again control back to the, again two times it will execute. Then again control back to the main method. Okay, then you are calling what? Number of customer. Then it will go where is your number of customer. It will check everything, right? When it will execute, it will check also parameters are there or not. Then it will execute from top to bottom, right? So you can see here this will execute, then it will print. Then again control back to the main method. Again you are calling what? Test demo, number of the product. Again it will go and it will execute for this. Then this will execute. Okay, and finally control back to the main method. So now if we will execute this code, able to execute, and you can see able to compile, able to execute. You can see whatever the manually we have run, same output we are getting, right? How we are getting the output, I have explained you. So this is called return with a statement, return with value. Okay, and this is called return with value. And one more return is there, return a statement. Okay, this is called return a statement. This is called your return a statement, and this is called your return with value. Got it, right? So what is the job of return a statement? It will only execute, it will break our code, line of the code. Return a statement is applicable for void only. Okay, if you will use for non void, it will not work. Okay. Okay, so this is your static method. I'm going to create non-static method. Okay, so you can see I'm not using a static, public and a static, because I have to create a non-static, right? I'm creating home page. Okay, or I'm creating, okay, home page. Okay, so here I have created home page. This is our home page. This method is called non-static. The method which doesn't have a static keyword, that is called non-static method. Non-static, non-param, void type, right? Non-param, void type, right? So when you will call this method here directly, you can see what will happen. When you will call this method, you can see what will happen. You can see here I think something went wrong here. I did not close this, so this is the different error. Compile time, you can see now. When you will call directly a static method, we will get some error. Non-static method home page cannot be referenced from a static context. So I told you, right, a static JVM will not provide the memory. How to provide the memory for the static? We have to create an object. How to create an object? By using the class name. Okay, so how to create an object? So first of all, how to access non-static member? You have to create an object. How to create an object? Class name, reference variable equal to new class name, and this is your parenthesis. Okay, so how to create class name? Reference variable, you can take anything. I'm taking t dot new and class name. So basically what happen when you are creating an object? So I told you, right, why the object non-static is required, right? So employee data is not a common. We have to give the employee data a specific copy of memory, right? So what happened in JVM software? Inside this JVM, one area is there that is called heap area. So when you will create an object, then object will be created here. Okay, object is nothing but you are providing some memory location for non-static member. So when you will create an object, all the member will get like home page. Home page is there. Okay, so now what happened? This is your one part, and this is your another part. Okay, new is a keyword, and that keyword is having the object level keyword. Okay, so new keyword job, it will create an object. And you can see this is called class name, and this parenthesis, class name and this parenthesis is called constructor. Okay, you can say this is called constructor. So constructor job is what it will do. It will create and it will initialize an object. Okay, and this is called data type. Which type of the data type? Class type. Class type means any physical, whatever you are defining the class, right? So this is called your data type, and you are holding this object. We are holding this object. Why this reference variable is required? Because you have to access the data which is available inside this object, right? How to access that? T dot home page. Understood, right? So that's why, and this is the define the type. We are writing, right, integer int a equal to 10, right? So same thing, this is called primitive data type, and this is called reference data type. Okay, we having the variable chapter, we will tell you. Then it will tell to JVM which type object you are holding. in place of 10 we are holding this object. We having the home, right? So before constructing the home, you can see engineers are giving the some pillars, right? And here your home is there in the pillars. Same thing you can see here, you are storing the data. And here also, what we are doing, we are holding this object by using this referenced variable, and we can access the data which is available inside this. Okay, I think you got some idea. So how to access? So by using the object t dot, you can see now we are able to print. If I will press Control 2, you can see now I'm not getting any error, right? Able to print. So same thing, same thing like here we can create number of employee. Okay, number of emp. Okay, here we will give some integer, and this is called non-static, non-param, non-void. Okay, so when you are passing this, right, so you have to return the value, right? Return 10. Okay, so just I'm printing number of employee, right? All the concept we will use in the Selenium, so please do the practice. Okay, if you know core Java 80% your preparation is done, then you have to do 30% preparation, okay, for testing concept. So now just calling this, okay, and returning the value. We can create another method, a string, number of, what we can take, number of mobile, number of app. Okay, so now I'm passing a string str1, a string str2. Okay, so now this is your number of app. So what value you will return? A string type, right? So here you will return how many, or any a string value, like just I'm writing 3. Okay, because it will become the string, right? If you will not use double quotes, it will consider as a integer. You can see if you will compile this code, you can see compiler what you will tell. You can see the compiler, what the compiler, integer cannot be converted into the string. Understood, right? So here you have to, just I'm using double quote to convert into the integer string type. Okay, so now we can call this number of app. So how to call? T dot, T dot, how many parameter you are passing? 2 parameter. Just this is the FB app, and this is your WhatsApp, WhatsApp app. Okay, here. So now I'm going to access. So control flow is the same how you are calling the method. Got it, right? So JVM will go and search. Okay, when control will go to that, then JVM will go and search, and that block will be executed. So control flow is the same. Here we are also inside this JVM. So when the line number 45, when the control will come, object will be created, all the non-static member will get memory, and you are holding this object by using the reference variable. If you want to access by using the reference variable, we can access, and we already discussed why we use the non-static concept. So now here also the same thing. Here you can also use return a statement. Okay, it will also work. Okay, so today we have discussed, topic, how to, why Java, why main method is there, and your static and non-static member. Okay, so again, so just I will send you this code, okay, on your chat. Please do the practice for the same. Okay, so tomorrow we having the session for the same. Okay, please join. Okay, and 9 o'clock please available. I started on the time. Okay, So I'm stopping the session today. Okay guys, see you tomorrow. Please do the practice. If you having the any doubt, please let me know. Okay. Okay, I'm going to stop the session.